I don't want to swallow. I am 1 month into a new relationship and my BF is acting like not wanting to swallow his cum is the end of the world. I think it's fucking nasty and have no interest. He's also pushing anal, which I'm not down for. Is this actually a big deal? Is it not normal to not want to do these things? Am I being an asshole? Edit. I tried having a conversation explaining why and he responded with, but you haven't tried it with me. How do I respond to this? One of the negatives about porn is that men will think that's normal behavior and will compare to what they see and expect it. Don't do anything you don't want to do to please a guy. It's not worth it. It is normal to not want to do those things. It is not normal to get angry and pushy when someone doesn't want to do those things. Please break up. Absolutely not a big deal. If he can't respect your boundaries, then it doesn't sound like it's going to work out. Most people will have things they are into that the other person might not be. You just accept it and move on because it's really not that serious. An ex-girlfriend of mine didn't like giving blowjobs. After she told me this, I never asked about it again. Yeah, wasn't thrilling news. But I wasn't exactly disappointed. I just accepted it and moved in as soon as she told me. No, you are not. You are not into that, and that is okay. Some people like this, some like that. In a relationship you try to figure out what you both like and respect what the other dislikes. Your boyfriend is being selfish and a bad person. It's never okay to put your desires over someone else's discomfort and pressure them into act they don't want. People like this do not change and see nothing wrong with their behavior. The best you can do is disengage and stay away from them. Your boyfriend isn't going to wake up one day and decide to care about your feelings. Some people are like this and it's not about your worth. There are plenty of nice, respectful people who recognize that your feelings are just as important as theirs. Porn got him. Hard to reverse, sadly. You're too young to be in a bad relationship already. Tell him to swallow his own battery acid first and see if it's enjoyable. If he doesn't respect your boundaries, maybe you need to reassess your relationship. Please take my advice. Letting him cross your boundaries now will make him feel like he can cross every boundary in the future. If you don't want to do anal and you don't want to swallow, you don't, but you may not be compatible with this man if that's what he insists upon. Tell him to go find someone else if he can't accept your boundaries, and don't let him talk you out of what makes you feel comfortable, please. You deserve someone who accepts your boundaries. I've been married for over 26 years. I don't do any of this, and despite my husband asking for these things in the beginning, once I said no thank you, he let it go and didn't push. It's okay to ask for what you want, but once someone has said no, then the other person should respect that. If it's a deal breaker for the other person, then they should do the respectful thing, and move on. Say no, if he can't handle that, move on. You've only been dating him 1 month and he's already showing his disregard for your feelings. Triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post. My gosh. Girl, dump his ass. Any dude who tries to guilt or coerce you into a sex act is for the trash. I do both of those things, but if any guy were to make a big deal about it or push me to before he even knew I did. Nope. Gone. Do not give in to this boy. Regardless of what people think is normal. If you're not comfortable doing it, then you don't have to do it. Why do people want their partner to do something they clearly don't want to? How can you still get off knowing they're uncomfortable? Fucking weird. Start mocking him to get pegged and drink your piss. How do you know you won't like it, babe? Everything about sex is up to personal interest. You need to both enjoy it for it to be healthy. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. If he keeps pushing after you have set that boundary, he needs to go. Porn brain rot. Yeah, I'd break up with him if he continues to step over your boundaries like that. Dump him. He can't hear the word no. It will apply to non-sexual things too. He will be a headache. It's perfectly normal to not want to swallow cum. It's not normal to act the way he is, when you don't want to. Either break up, you're sexually incompatible with him it would seem, or simply stop putting his dick in your mouth. Find someone that respects your boundaries. If he is unwilling to respect them, you gotta find someone new. Trying new things isn't the end of the world, but being forced into something you don't want, that is damaging to you for the rest of your life. Stay safe. No, not at all. Do what you're comfortable with. It's literally just an effect of males and females watching too much pornography growing up. Sounds like he is watching way too much porn. If your boyfriend can't respect your boundaries, he's not the one. Everyone has different preferences and such when it comes to sex, and he's not necessarily wrong for wanting to do these things, but what is wrong is that he's pushing for it when you've already expressed disinterest and discomfort. Only have the sex to want and enjoy. He is trying to coerce you. Just end this now. You're not sexually compatible and he's asking you to do things that you do not want to do, period. Reminds me of an ex. He said you don't know until you've tried it, you might enjoy it about anal. Sometime later he was complaining about having to go for a colonoscopy and I turned round and said you never know, you might enjoy it. He was not amused. He wasn't actually pushy, just gave me that line when it was first brought up. Wow, 1 month into the relationship, and BF making such demands? It's your mouth and your butthole. You do what you like, and if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If he can't understand or deal with it, find a different BF. Not the asshole, but your boyfriend sounds like a porn addict that thinks it represents real life. Don't settle for someone who's going to try and force you to do stuff you don't want to do. I've been with that dude, it doesn't get better unfortunately. To your edit you respond by saying, I am not interested in trying those things with you or anyone else. I'd greatly appreciate it if you leave the subject alone because it's making me uncomfortable. It's perfectly normal for everyone to have boundaries, whether those are physical, sexual, or anything else. If your boyfriend keeps trying to pressure you into doing things you don't want to, he's not respecting your boundaries. I mean, tell him to swallow his own load and take it up the ass himself first and you'll think about it. Girl, you are completely normal. I am the same way. You're allowed to have hard set boundaries in the bedroom, and if you let him push you on this, he's only going to keep pushing on other things as well. If he can't respect you, this relationship will not work out. Tons of women don't swallow. Tell him to stop reading red pill manosphere bullshit sites or you won't give his dick any attention at all. No, you are not being an asshole. He is. Do not, under any circumstances, allow yourself to be pushing into doing something you do not want to do. If not doing those things are a deal breaker for him, you're better off without him. The fact that he's making such a fuss about it is a huge red flag, as is him pushing you to do anal. If he can't take no for an answer, then I'd be getting rid. Sounds like he enjoys making you submissive to his wants and desires. I wouldn't like a partner like this. From my experience, they are selfish in bed and in romantic relationships. Nothing is wrong with setting hard boundaries about your body. You don't have to participate in any sex act you don't want to, ever. If he's pushing you, he doesn't care about you. Thankfully you've only wasted 1 month. I mean, if you're even letting him come in your mouth, you're doing him a favor. I've never even had the guys to do that. I get anxious about it, so I'm my 15 years with my partner, he's never come in my mouth and he's never said a damn word about it. When we wanted to try anal, it was me pushing him to try it, not the other way around. If he keeps pushing you, then let him push you out the door. It's 100% normal to not want to do these things. You are not even obligated to try it once to see if you like it. Honestly, the problem here is your BF trying to coerce you into doing what he wants by pushing you and emotionally manipulating you. That's not appropriate and he shouldn't be doing that. You might try it one day and love it, but that's irrelevant and it's your choice and no one else's.